Here we go. A brand new dawn, a brand new HYROX season, and a brand new series of the men's doubles. It is now an Elite 15 race, and this guy right here broke some very exciting news that he's going to be racing with Alexander Ronchevich, the last world champion, the current defending world champion, Tim. Not too bad, eh? Are you guys going to do some damage?
Yes, of course. Our plan is to go hard as possible and then to hang out every other double.
Love it. Going as hard as possible, that's definitely going to put some fear into the minds of our other athletes competing, and it all goes down in the next 20 minutes. So get yourselves in your seats, hang on tight, because it's going to be one wild ride.
And with that, we're jumping into this doubles race. It's going to be wild, there is no doubt. This is going to be furious. Yellow card for Yannick Sabler and a red card for the Germans. Red card for the Germans.
The loose quattro should have a 10-second penalty.
Bit off a little. Oh, no red there. He cannot afford those. Tim Venus and Yannick Sabler, it is officially confirmed. They are the world champions.
Welcome to Hamburg. Welcome to the Elite 15 doubles. We are still at peak excitement, aren't we, gentlemen, after an unbelievable women's race, and now it all boils down to the men. And I think we might see some records broken here tonight. I'm delighted to be alongside Till Schenk and Greg Williams from the HYROX Life. Gents, have you recovered from that exceptionally tense female finish?
Wow, it was super tense. For that third place, that finish there with the penalties coming into play, no reps, things like that, and that race across the line, super excited, brilliant racing.
But the answer is no, I have not recovered from that, honestly. No, I'm not kidding, it's still sinking in. That is, I do apologize for losing it up there on the balcony, but it was so exciting.
No, I completely understand. I accidentally burst into tears when Zara Michiani and Gabriella Moriarty crossed the line. People achieving dreams, that is what we're here for and what we like to see. And we're going to be achieving dreams all around the world this year as we have a double-length season-long calendar. Next, we're off to Melbourne in Australia before heading stateside in Washington, D.C., wrapping things up in Warsaw, and of course our regionals. Little trip to Phoenix there in the middle, and then it all culminates in this road to Stockholm. A big calendar season, and it's one suitable for a sport that is growing at the rate of knots, gentlemen. And of course, that means that it's also been a pretty big weekend. We have now seen winners across our Elite 15 men and women. Alexander Ronchevich breaking a record yesterday, one that stood for over 2 years of Hunter McIntyre. And then, of course, Joanna Wettrick claiming her ticket to Stockholm in yesterday's Elite 15. And then just mere moments ago, Team USA got the job done. Lauren Squared booked a ticket to the World Championships, and so early on in the season as well. You can catch up on all of the racing over on our YouTube. We have got highlights up there already, so get yourselves stuck in and enjoy that journey that we have all been on. It's been a roller coaster, gents, hasn't it? Have you even caught your breath? How do we even begin to get ready? I think first and foremost, if you have just tuned in, shame on you, where have you been? Let's give you a little reminder of exactly what the Elite 15 is all about.
The Elite 15 is the professional racing series of HYROX, where the very best athletes in the world go head-to-head. In the 2025-26 season, the Elite 15 will compete across 4 majors, 3 regional championships, and on the ultimate stage, the HYROX World Championships. In doubles, there are no automatic qualification major entries. Every place on the grid is earned through speed, with time qualification based on each double's single best pro double time from the past year. The top 15 men's and women's pairs earn their place at each major. As with singles, the top 3 teams book their path to the World Championships, with roll-downs ensuring 3 duos always advance. But once you qualify as a team, there are no substitutions. You race together or not at all. Beyond the majors, 3 regional championships will decide the final entries for Worlds. These are staged in Washington, DC, London, and Brisbane. To compete, you must hold a passport from that region, Americas, EMEA, or APAC. Each regional champs crowns a single winner, and that athlete or double claims the last place on the World Championship start line. The Elite 15 is where champions are made. 4 majors, 3 regionals, 1 world champion. This is HYROX at the highest level.
You can see exactly what it means there to come away as a world champion, as Yannick Schapler and Tim Wienisch did only a mere 4 months ago. Greg, what was it about that performance that got them over the line and that partnership?
A really impressive partnership. I mean, Tim's running that whole weekend was so impressive. It was unbelievable, really. But Yannick had to run with him, had to perform on the stations as well as he could. They got penalties and still were able to cross the line in first place against some seriously strong competition. So yeah, overall, very impressive from them.
But Till, probably the biggest talking point of the entire double season so far is there has been a change in the World Championship team.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? You go like, hey, I'm world champion, I'm going to change my partner. Now, it's a risky move, but on the other hand, if you look at it, doubles, we've got them in the Elite 50 now, is going to get even more competitive. And I think what Tim Wienisch did there was just analyze, look at it, and see Yannick Schapler was an amazing partner, but in order to have a real shot at defending this title, I might have to ramp it up just a little more. And who else do you pick than Alex Ronkovic then?
Exactly that, Alexander Ronkovic. Good racing is all about chemistry out on track. And when you get those ingredients just right, you're going to make a bang.
Please make your way to your seat.
I'm going to start you off simple. Who's better at the sled push? Fair. Very fair. Okay, tricky one. It's not that tricky. Who's better at the wall balls under pressure? Oh, who's better at running in the last lap when it hurts the most?
I give you that. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Who's better at keeping a straight face in a serious moment? This double is bound to fail. Look at that. Who's better at making excuses when they don't want to train?
No one.
That's a hard one, yeah.
No one. We don't have excuses.
Who's better at taking a good selfie?
Yeah, why not?
He's really good.
Who's better at texting back quickly?
I always have to wait for your answers.
Oh!
Who's better at dancing on a night out? We've all seen the videos.
He loves to party.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait for Saturday.
Who's better at recovering after a race?
Oh man, I'm too old.
Who's going to be world champion in the doubles at the end of the year? Who's going to be world champion in the singles at the end of the year?
Of course.
What a question.
Well, those are 2 competitive guys, and we have thrown them together. They've joined forces, and they're going to conquer the world. But Till, that chemistry,
That chemistry, it's going to make all the difference on the track. But have you realized they're really in sync when it comes to race questions? They're really not when it comes to personal questions. So I think they're ready to really smash it today. I don't think they're quite ready yet for a couple's vacation.
And no one wants to admit to the selfies.
Definitely not. Hit the roof.
Exactly. Let's take a little look at that start list, though, because we've got some huge names lining up alongside one another. We've got the return of Jonathan Wynn and Graham Halliday into the Elite 15 doubles field for the very first time. We've got our last chance in many a race in Kieran Parkinson and Tony Revel out of the United Kingdom. They have been to so many races to try and make it here, and finally a roll down spot has allowed it to happen. Charlie Botterill and Ollie Russell, a young group who have come together, good friends, and a pretty formidable pairing. As we head on down to the warm-up area, we can see the athletes doing their last-minute preparations. You've seen James Kelly, who has just been supporting Joanna Wettrick and Jess Petro to their ticket earlier on as their coach, and now he is going to race. But in terms of getting the warm-up done, this is a bit different to the standard Elite 15 singles race until. It's a bit more interval-based. It's certainly substantially faster. What does it change in terms of getting ready?
It's completely different because you've got those short intervals and you get a rest in between, right? So in the individuals, you got to find a way to recover while you're racing. Now you can recover while you're standing, which means you can go harder on the skier. We'll see split times that are about 10 seconds faster and everything, but you need to warm the body up for that. It needs to be ready for that. So we've seen them come by. It's all-out sprints. We've seen their all-out just quick sessions at the ski rig in the warm-up zone and so on. So every fiber is just firing even faster than in the individuals.
Cannot wait to see them out on this course. And what a course it is. I mean, we've waxed lyrical about it over the last 2 days, but this place is pretty special, Greg. Can you take us for a little trip around what we have got out in this beautiful hall?
Yeah, so this is the debut of the Elite 15 setup. So the intention is that the elites race on a similar setup for all races. And one interesting element of it is that for 5 laps every run that they need to do. And that means that there's a lot of turning involved, overtaking can be difficult. And then on the outside of that run lane is the farmers' carries. When you come into the warbles, if you've earned any penalties, you need to stay in the warble box until the penalty is served. So the amount of time that you need to serve appears on the counter on the warble screen. That starts to count down, and then you're not allowed to leave that box until the screen turns green, and then you can cross the line.
And if you want a perfect example of that, you only need to look back to the last 5 seconds of the women's race here this evening. The most stressful 1-minute countdown of our entire careers. But guys, we have got a podium fight on our hands this evening, and I feel like last night in the Elite 15 men, we got a sense of some who could really lay a mark across both types of format. And at the top of that list was a somewhat unexpected performance from Hidde Wiersma.
That was really incredible. Absolutely. I mean, the way he delivered, but if you have seen the after race interview, if not, again, shame on you. You know, it's been a very it's been a very emotional race for him. He's got his family here for the first time, and so he's got that extra motivation. Now he got this great result from yesterday, and is gonna that pairing with Thierry. It's gonna be a lethal team because we've seen Hidde has proven yesterday he doesn't have weaknesses anymore. Weaknesses that we were looking for, they were gone. And then you got Thierry as a partner who's so strong at every workout. He can jump any second that Hidde doesn't feel great. They're going to be very strong today.
For me, with Hidde, the most noticeable change in his game came at the warbles. He had a very unusual warble technique, one that he became quite renowned for, and he's changed it. And guess what? He's substantially faster at the warbles, and it made all the difference last night. It's not just those two, though. We see Jake Didden having quite a tough time out on course yesterday, Greg. He's partnering with James Kelly. Off the back of that, what can we expect from them?
It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, so he didn't have the race he wanted last night. It was still a very good time in reality, and he said he was in the shape of his life going into the race. Now, I do think doubles suits Jake a little bit more than singles. He was the overall age group world champion in the 2024 World Championships in Nice. He's broken the world record along with James Kelly doing the pro doubles, and James said, like, hanging with Jake in that was like not particularly easy. So I do think it suits Jake a little more. JK ran a pretty good race last night. They're not in the forms of their lives, I wouldn't say, but I think they can still put in a seriously good performance.
Can't wait to see how that battle's going to go down. But Till, you did catch up with the man himself down in the warm-up area, and this is what JK had to say.
James Kelly, how you doing?
I'm well, mate. I'm just trying to get my heart rate down. I'm just warming up for a doubles, which is so different to last night.
For a second, I thought it was me bringing up your heart rate, but fair enough, all right. Hey, racing with Jake Dearden, who's going to put the hurt on who in that double?
We just spoke about that, actually, and we're both trying to do it to each other. And I think that's the best thing about doubles, right? We're actually trying to race each other more than actually the boys out there. Because if I'm trying to, beat Jake and try to get the most out of him, and he's doing the same thing, it's just going to pull each other along.
I just heard the rumor that you're an even stronger doubles athlete than individual athlete, which is incredibly strong then. Would you agree with that?
We'll find out tonight, mate.
We'll find out tonight. So the one question remaining is, are you punching the ticket?
That's the plan tonight. Hey, I didn't travel 24 hours from Australia not to punch a ticket this weekend, so absolutely.
Look at the confidence. I don't understand why we even make them race. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
It's interesting to see exactly what he said there. You said he had trouble hanging on to Jake because he was racing so hard. And again, the plan here is to race each other, hurt each other. It's going to be interesting to see the two of them racing each other, being the same team.
I mean, speaking of hurt, a man who puts himself in the absolute bin every time he's on course in Jonathan Wynn. He's racing alongside Graham Halliday, a partnership that's proved to have worked on the pro stage, Greg.
Yeah, so they didn't qualify for the Elite 15 in Chicago, but they raced in the age group and they won that overall age group there. So super fast pairing, and they both raced this weekend. John raced last night, put in a good performance. I think he finished 11th overall, but it was still a very good time. And then Graham raced in Hamburg. Graham's raced a few times in recent weeks as well and put in some good performances, so they're in good shape. You can see a head-to-head there against James Kelly and Jake Dearden. James and Jake do take the edge on most of the stations in reality, but there's not a lot in it. And Graham and John are going to dig deep to try and get a spot tonight.
I mean, a slight curveball duo that really came to the fore this time last year as we were building towards the doubles at Worlds was Charlie Botterill and Ollie Russell. These are two slightly younger athletes who are coming out of the biggest market that HYROX has in the United Kingdom. And my gosh, they're not here to mess around.
Not at all. Incredible talent. Honestly, some of the most amazing athletes we got out there. And I think the only issue so far has been Charlie's need to race 3 to 4 races on a weekend if he can. I think that's been their downfall so far. And I think he learned over the off-season that playtime is over. He changed that idea up, and they're going to be furious today.
From one exciting young pairing to another at the World Championships, Greg, take us on your deep dive of the Spaniards.
Yeah, so Roberto Viciedo and Luis Garcia, I think, caught everyone by surprise, really. They got a second place finish at the World Championships against some seriously strong competition. One really interesting element of their game is on the wall balls. So they won their wall balls overall with the fastest time of 3:17 that they got there. And it really comes down to the speed of their reps that they achieve when they come into the station. So we can see, we've got some footage coming up here, and you can see on the right there, that's Ryan Kent. They came into the station well ahead of the Spanish duo, but it's the speed of the reps that meant that they ultimately caught them up and finished second place by 26 seconds. And there's some stats there on the right that shows their comparison against Tim Menich and Yannick Chapler, the overall winners. So they were 8 seconds quicker on wall balls, despite getting 10 no reps and despite doing 2 changeovers in the process. But so we've talked a lot this weekend about no reps important, changeovers being important, but speed of reps is critically important too. Now I think we're going to capture one of their changeovers here in a second. It's super effective how they do it when compared to some of the other pairings. It's almost just like a seamless process that they do.
When we spoke at the Red Bull coaches camp, basically that we need to reimagine what finish times are and what world records look like, and how do we go about achieving those. And these little things, these tiny insignificant things, are going to be some of the biggest factors in bringing times down around the world, and I think that's really exciting. What else is exciting? Another British duo who we did not expect to be here, a slightly last minute roll down in Tony Revel and Kieran Parkinson, who are going to be out there today.
Yeah, so they've got a spot on the roll down, and they tried really, really hard to get an Elite 15 spot in Chicago last year. They travelled the world. I think they went to Melbourne for a race and just narrowly missed out. They narrowly missed out in London. They've been trying super hard. They've been putting in the work. They've raced together a lot, these two, and they'll be looking to grab their opportunity tonight. I think they're really, really excited to be here, and they want to make the most of it.
Another couple of rookies that have also caught the eye till Liam McCrory and Danny Ray. Danny Ray, a military man out of the United Kingdom as well, and Liam really proving something at the last chance qualifier in Barcelona. We're also looking at the French, Thomas Fry and Alan Cow, who in the relay team, Greg, was also put on quite a show. Gents, take us through these head-to-heads.
You know, I'm really excited about that duo. I mean, you see them, how strong they are at the individual workouts and so on. And the amazing thing about them is the French duo, they're great at different workouts. So that's the way they put the team together. Like, Alan is really great at the sandbag lunges. Thomas is amazing at the wall ball. So they got to support each other. They're very strongly, they're very eager. Alan Cow has been around the sport for so long. You know, it's actually surprising to call it a rookie here. I talked to them in the warm-up, and they're on fire.
What do you read into the stats, Greg?
Yeah, well, one point I just want to make with Liam as well. He won the overall pro singles in Maastricht recently against some very strong competition, and they raced together. Him and Danny raced together in the doubles in Maastricht as well, and put in a good performance. So they've got race experience under their belt. I think they'll be super hard to race against tonight. They're very, very fast runners, strong on the stations. Yeah, I'm expecting big things from them.
I'm excited to see how these rookies are going to disrupt the status quo. I'm also excited to hear, for the final time this weekend, Till's hot take.
My hot take for the man, very simple. I think that Alex Ronkovic is the reason Alex Ronkovic is not going to get a second world record this weekend is because Tim Vanish won't be able to stay with him today.
Each to their own, Till. Wow, I'm not even going to give comment to that, and we're going to move swiftly on, quite frankly, into our podium predictors. Greg, let's take a little look at who you have chosen to end up on the podium here tonight.
Yeah, so for me, I've got faith in Alex and Tim. I think they're going to take the win.
Till Shank.
I think in second place, I think the Spanish guys we just touched on, Roberto Viciodo, Lou Garcia, and in the third, James Kelly, Jake Dearden.
Hey, I didn't say they weren't going to win. I said it's not going to be world record, all right? Even though Alex would be on pace, but I still have them packed for first. I mean, that's an incredible duo there. Then hit a Versma. We talked about it, Thierry Willenberg. I don't have to explain why. I already did. And then, hey, Jake Williamson, come on, and Alan Floyd. I mean, this is going to be incredible. Jake Williamson, he's going to put the hurt on the others on the run as well. He's going to be up there. They're third, done.
Yeah, Jake Williamson is an incredible doubles athlete, and when you allow him to open up, especially on the ergs and the runs, not much is going to stop him. But I am going for my British duo of Charlie and Ollie. These guys won in London as we were building towards the Elite 15 in Chicago. They work beautifully well together. They're in this really tight group of young men coming out of the UK who have got this incredible support system. They're always leveling each other out on course, and I would love to see them finish this weekend, the first weekend with a ticket in hand to go to Stockholm.
You know, I'm not going to bet against it.
No, I'm not going to bet against it at all. But here we go. We've got our man on the ground, Faisal Abdullah, getting the crowd going in this impeccable arena for the final time on the opening weekend of the season. It is the Elite 15 doubles, and we are on the road to Stockholm. 30 of the best doubles athletes are going to be out on a course, battling it out for an opportunity to start their season with a ticket in hand to the World Championships. Let's welcome them to the floor.
Big up to Kieran Parkinson and Tony Neville from England. From France and Serbia, Alexius Vivier and Marco Scotland, it's John Carlisle and Niall McMeekin. Always ready. From England and Ireland, it's Ollie Fricker and Sean Noble. From Scotland and England, it's Liam McCrory and Danny Ray. From España, Roberto Vicio and Luis Garcia Rubio. Vamos, vamos. From Scotland and Australia, put your hands together for Greg Halliday and John Wood. From France, Thomas Fry and Alan Carroll. Allez, allez. From the Netherlands, it's Peter Boosman and Thierry Villeneuve. From England and Scotland, Czechoslovakia, Jake Williamson and Alan Play. From Australia and England, it's James Kelly and Jake Diggers. Also from England, we have Charlie Bottrell and Ollie Russell. Introducing two world champions. It's Tim Vinnish and Alexander Rokovic.
Well, as the final pairing reach the start line and that infamous HYROX music begins to play, I can see faces of excitement, a little bit of trepidation, a lot of shifting from foot to foot as our men get ready for the ultimate battle, the starting race of the season. And to call you through it, our commentary team of Till Schenk and Greg Williams.
Here we go, Greg. One more race for this weekend. What a weekend it's been. And look at the faces. It's not playtime anymore. It's getting serious out there. I'm very surprised. I'm going to be honest, to see a running vest there. We're going to talk about that in a second. Different approaches here to save seconds on the course, but let's get ready. Ladies and gentlemen out there on the screens, thank you very much for tuning in. It is almost go time and show time for our lead 15 men's doubles here at the first major of the season in Hamburg.
Are you ready?
With only just over 30 seconds remaining, you can see the tension, the excitement in the faces. Jerry Villenberg here with his double partner, Hida Ersma, who punched the tickets in the individuals yesterday already. And Jake Williamson ready to put the herd on the run and the erg workouts in the final seconds. It is time to take your seats, grab your popcorn, and enjoy what's about to go down.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
And here we go, we're out. Tim Vinnish looking around, making sure Alex Ronkovic is there. This is the same start we've seen yesterday, and then very quickly we've seen the Ronk take the lead actually from Tim Vinnish. And here they go. Of course, they're going to go out fast. They're going to go out furious. There is no doubt. The big question is, how long can the competition stay with them on the run? And the second question is, how long is it going to take Hida Versma to move up to the front?
How long they can hold on is an interesting question. And do they even want to try? Like, you've got Kieran Parkinson and Tony Revel there in second position. Like, how much damage are they going to do to themselves by trying to hold on to the runs of Tim and Alex? They've gone out really fast. Like, you can see they're almost sprinting here. But at the same time, we talked about it in the women's race. With this new setup where the laps can get quite crowded, where the track can get quite crowded, it is hard to pass people. And so if you can get out early at the start, get out in the lead, then it makes it much less crowded for you out on course.
I mean, let's be honest, it's very simple. If you look at Tim Wenisch and Alex Rankovic, there is no doubt in their mind that they're going to take the ticket to the World Championship. That's safe. So I think the mission right now is a second world record for Alex on this weekend.
I think that is going to be what they're thinking about. Yeah, I think they know that they can book a ticket. I think they know that they can get top 3 in this race, provided nothing goes seriously wrong. And so I think the record is certainly on their mind. I think they wanted it in their debut race together in Maastricht. They didn't quite get it then, but partnerships is that, you know, there are tactics, there involved changeovers involved in this, and they didn't quite get it right, I don't think, that day. But I think they feel the record is in reach today for sure.
And I'm not going to name names, but I heard the rumor from somebody in the team that he thinks they're so strong they might get close to even the relay world record.
Yeah, I was having a little look at it earlier to see how feasible it was. That would be a seriously big ask. They would have to considerably beat an existing world record. But yeah, I did wonder if we could potentially see the fastest ever HYROX today. I don't think it's completely out of reach, but it is a big ask for sure.
Honestly, I think if we don't see it today, I think we're going to see it throughout the season. Because I think today, I really believe today is going to change the game once again. With what we're seeing here, with what we've seen in the women's race, it's going to take the athletes to yet another level in how they train, how they focus, how they train specific for the doubles, put the teams together. We're in for a treat this season, and look at it. It's like they tried to stay with them for the beginning here, where they're going out hard and they're keeping up the pace, and here they go, coming into the workout. Time for the ski erg. The duo of Thomas Fry, Alan Cow coming through here with the orange sweatband there. Geoffrey Waza in the back. And Alex Rankovic looking over the shoulder to see who's actually running with them.
So those records we were just talking about, this 46.53 is the men's relay overall world record. So that would be a seriously impressive shift from them if they were able to do that tonight. And then the men's pro doubles world record is 48.31.
Alex Rankovic just finding a little bit of time to ask for more support from the crowds, which to me very clearly is a sign he's not running hard enough. This is a fantastic double. I mean, this is going to be the one to beat today. You got to be honest with the way Alex Rankovic managed to come back, you know, shake off the disappointment of the last season after this incredible start in the first major, and then very quickly his whole campaign to win all majors to get the Grand Slam disappeared with the second race, and afterwards he didn't really put it together properly anymore. And boy, did he come back yesterday.
Yeah, he really did. You're right. We didn't see the best of him through last season after the opening major in Amsterdam. But yeah, from the early stages of yesterday's race, we could see signs of like the Alex we know and love. He raced super hard from the start. The way he attacked the sled push in particular, I thought was like really eye-opening. He just really went for it, very little breaks. He really pushed hard, and it looked like, you know, there was potential to damage his legs for the rest of the race, but he just didn't. He just powered through for the rest of it. Very impressive.
So, and now look at Tim Wenisch. This is something we're going to see a lot more throughout the season. Look at that. We've not really seen that in the women's, but this is more cross-country ski style that we're seeing now. It's a short stroke and a really high cadence, in contrast to what's taught by most HYROX coaches out there. And I had the joy of trying this out with a Norwegian cross-country skier, and I believe this is the stronger, the faster way to go in the future here, and the more efficient way.
they've certainly got some good speed there. You know, 130, 131 per 500. Really, really fast start.
Over 500 meters now for your top 4 athletes. But it's Jake Williamson and employed the Sled.
So that was Kieran Parkinson and Tony Rebel coming in second place there. Hidde Wiersma, Thierry Willigenberg in third spot. And then your pick for a podium, Jake Williamson and Employ in fourth.
But yeah, everything's so close together. I mean, we've got Lauren's pick there with Charlie Bottrell and Ollie Russell, of course. Only another 2 seconds down, so super strong run from those two as well. And I'm really excited to see them race here today, and I hope they got a great race. See how we just follow them through the race here, because I think they got so much potential.
Yeah, they have, and I think they're two that we might ultimately see specialise in doubles a little bit more. I think they've really had their eye on the Elite 15 doubles ever since last season. Less focus on the singles races, even though like you touched on, Charlie does race an awful lot. But I think this race in particular, they've had their eye on for a long time. They've been training specifically for this.
But look at that dominance on the ski erg from Tim Venish and Alex Ronkovic, going off. Putting 50 meters on the ski erg between them and the chasers behind only Williamson and Ploy. That is not a surprise. I didn't look at it properly, but I assume Jake Williamson brought the gloves back out. And when the gloves come out, it's getting fast.
Yeah, we know Jake can do some really impressive stuff on the ski. We've seen him in the relay for the last couple of years at the World Championships, putting unbelievable performances in the ski leg on the relay. So yeah, we know he can do it, and I do think doubles is another one that suits him a little bit better than singles. He's super fast runner. Like he likes this intense style, and he can, yeah, like I said, he can put in a very impressive shift on the ski as well.
So everybody out off the ski erg, they managed to escape the claws of Alex Ronkovic and Tim Venish without getting left quite yet. But they got Geoffrey Voisin in their sights already. And just to give you an idea how fast Alex Ronkovic and Tim Venish are racing right now, we're one run, one workout in, and one lap of the second run, and they're about to lap Geoffrey Voisin for the first time. Guillaume Levoy, Geoffrey Voisin. And here, left-hand side, we see the standings. Sorry, Williamson and Ploy move into second, thanks to an incredible ski erg. Then we got Parkinson and Revel, who were in second. Wiersma and Willenberg in fourth, but only 12 seconds apart. Really strong for Bottrell and Russell as well. Kelly and Dearden right there in the mix as well. And this is going to be another interesting factor I think we're going to see a lot throughout the season, is the experience the athletes who've been around the sport have, not just in their minds, but like the memory effect in the body and the endurance to keep up the speed and understand how fast they can go for 8 workouts and not for 3, not for 5, not for 7.
Yeah. Experience counts a lot, and knowing how hard to push in a HYROX is a major factor of it. Obviously, you have to toe a very fine line between pushing too hard and then not going hard enough. And in a race of this caliber, where every second counts, you can't like take your foot off the pedal. But at the same time, if you push too hard too early, you can soon really tail off.
3:14 ski erg for Ronkovic and Venish. That's a 1:37 average. They were going on the 500. That is fast. This is including the transitions, and we've seen this in the women's race. For 3-4 strokes, the average suddenly shoots up to 2 minutes, and you got to bring it back down. And still, they brought it down to 1:37 average there. So 3:14, 3:15 for Williamson and Ploy, and then. Still very impressive, considering also how strong Jake Williamson, for example, is at the ski erg, is how marginal the gaps are. It's not huge gaps to the doubles behind.
No, it's not huge gaps at all, and that's where every factor is going to play a part tonight. Like the efficiency of their changeovers, we've seen in the women's race, whether penalties come into it, that's going to play a part. How they even approach it. Do they play to each other's strengths on the stations? Do they understand if one partner is suffering, then that they can take more load for them? All those things will add up to seconds at the end of the race.
It's about 4
It's interesting to see how they approach the sled here right now. Tim Vinish and Alex Stronkovic. So Tim just went in for like the first 3 or 4 meters, but apparently, to me, that's quite telling, and it says that Tim is feeling really strong in the run today. So he led the run, yet he started the workout.
Yeah, I did think that was a relatively quick changeover that they did, considering that like Alex did a whole length lane by himself last night to kick off the sled push. They've changed over quite often. Now, changeovers can happen relatively quickly in the doubles, so you know there's not necessarily a need to take on more than necessary, but yeah, that was quite quick.
Oh, but look at Jake Williamson right now. Those boys are moving the sled. They definitely closed the gap down a little bit.
Yeah, they're moving it very well.
They almost caught back up. So Alan Ploy going the entire lane there. Jake Williamson taking over again. Tim Vinish, and Jake Williamson is moving the sled really well right now. This is another duel that could go down the route that you had with Russell and Bottrell just now, which is they might focus just more on the elite doubles and do incredibly well there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to see that more and more with the Elite 15 doubles. I think the specialisation is going to be a major factor because it does change your training. It suits different types of athletes, and the way you would approach your training, I think would change quite significantly. So yeah, I think we're going to see that more and more. And yeah, someone like Jake Williamson he certainly seems to be suited to the relay races, and I think he's more suited to the doubles as well.
So one thing we can say for sure is the sled push has moved everything a little closer together again at the front. You see Kelly and Dearden, who were at 26 seconds, they're down to 15 now behind. So we got the top 7 teams within 20 seconds as we're looking at the replay of Tim Vinish. So let's be honest, now the fun and the entertainment starts, because now we're going into penalty territory.
Yeah, you know, we touched on in the women's that the sled pull is an area where penalties are possible. I wasn't necessarily expecting as many as we saw in the women's race, though. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled on this next station, because penalties do seem to be getting dished out a lot at the moment. And yeah, it is certainly an area. Stepping out the back of the box is typically the main factor where it could happen.
I know you can't see that out on the screen. One of the greatest things to watch the entire weekend is to see this incredible team down on the floor switch the grid from sled push to sled pull. It's so synchronized and amazing. It's done. We're ready for the next workout. Sled pull, everything's been turned around down on the grid as Tim Vinish is working really hard, and it makes me really happy to say that, to prove me wrong by saying he's going to struggle to stay with Alex Stronkovic today. It looks like he found his running legs.
Yeah, he's looking really good on the runs there. Reminds me of, you know, just how good he looked in Chicago on the runs. Just really calm, really composed, but super fast.
And this is going to be so frustrating for Leroy and Geoffrey Voisin. Thank you. God, getting too excited here. Right now they're getting leapt for every workout.
Yeah, they are. Now with Geoffrey, we see him a lot in the Elite 15 singles. Like, the stations are certainly a strong point. Like, I think they moved the sled reasonably quick at the last time just there, and then I think he will pull it very, very fast as well. So he's got an awful lot of strength. The running, there's never been his strong point in HYROX necessarily. So that's not a huge surprise. I think he can claw back time on the station.
Alex Stronkovic, Tim Vinish definitely feeling it. They're opening the gap on Williamson and Ploy again a little bit. So Alan Ploy, Jake Williamson here in the picture with the yellow shorts. Thierry Willenberg and Hidde Versma right with them. Charlie Bottrell not far off. But that's the leaders. But you see this new grid that we got here, this new design, there is constant communication with the coaches and between the partners to make sure how many run laps are there left. We've just seen it with Tim Vinish and Alex Stronkovic as well.
Yeah, it can be very hard to keep track of, and especially when there's so much going on, the noise in the arena, the crowd in the arena, and when you're suffering in the middle of a HYROX, to lose count of the number of laps you've done. So yeah, it is an important factor, and some people are leaning on their coaches to help them with that.
Oh, but look at that. Look at the Dutchies. They're moving. They've moved past Jake Williamson and Alan Ploy, and they're really close to Tim Venish and Alex Ronkovic.
How many teams now on the sled pull?
So now we're going to see the different techniques again. Alex Ronkovic, who very much lives by the rule, you never drop the rope, all right? You got to keep it up. It makes you faster. And looks like they got the first warning already. So it's up to Tim Venish now to make sure that Alex Ronkovic doesn't overstep. I believe that was a yellow card for Alex Ronkovic very early in. Great move in the sled there by the top 3 teams. Almost changing over simultaneously. There we go. Ollie Russell and Charlie Bottrell in 4th. And where did Fricker and Novicic come from? They were like second last after the skier. Wow, look at that. Look at those, the names in the top 6 and that mix of experience, of world titles, of world records, and then rookies or newbies in the sport in the top 6 right now, within 12 seconds.
And just watch here, you can see, like we touched on, stepping out the back of the box is the danger with the penalty. You can see Tim there, he's helping Alex, just tapping the back of his backs to make sure he doesn't move too far. And that's obviously super important if they have already had a warning as well. Oh, a little stumble there from Tim.
He just missed the rope and was in the backward movement already. I mean, you know, one could say Tim Venish knows how to win the race with penalties.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been there.
Yeah, he's been there, done that.
But look at that. And we're hearing that Johnny Wynn and Graham Halliday got a red card.
Regaining their first place, but it's so close.
And the tables are almost turning in this race. Look at how close Willenberg and Versma are right now to Venish and Ronkovic. But then again, they had almost gone past it. Now a really good lane by the German duo. But again, the top 4 going out. Russell and Bottrell there moving into 3rd. With Charlie Bottrell asking for the support from the crowds. And here we go with Alan Ploy and Jake Williamson. And they definitely all opened the gap a little bit on James Kelly and Jake Dearden here. I never know if he's smiling.
Tim?
Yeah, I know, in this case, Alex.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah. 2:31 for Versma and Willenberg, but a 2:26 for Bottrell and Russell.
2 minutes and 33 seconds.
That is fast sled moving.
Yeah, it's great. That's great from them. You wouldn't necessarily put them down as the sled pull favourites here. Like that's not necessarily their strong point. So that's really impressive time from them.
26 seconds.
I'm just realizing if I could just have Williamson and Ploy squeeze by Bottrell and Russell, that's my podium. Come on, boys. All right, here we go, top 6. They were 12 seconds. They're now 26 seconds after the workout. And right now, Tim Venish is not as bad as the women, but we're seeing 3 penalties. 3 penalties handed out at the sled pull, and one of them is Ollie Fricker and Sean Noble. I think Warner might just get off the fast lane there.
But yeah, three penalties dished out at that sled pull alone, and looks like penalties could become a factor in this race at some point. So Ollie Fricker, Sean Noble getting 15 seconds. Graham Halliday and John Wynn. John Wynn, like the sled pull, certainly is his strong point in the race. So that'll be frustrating for them. And then Alexis Bernier and Michael Nikic with a 15-second penalty as well.
Tim and Alex, your leaders.
It'll be a smile, just pointing at the camera there, pointing at Alex. I think maybe he had a little. I think maybe they touched feet somehow, come into each other, and just pointing at the camera. He's moving really well again.
He's moving really well again, and he is making his partner work for it right now. But they're also, it's a huge advantage right now. You've got a fair amount of teams out there on the track just interrupting the rhythm a little bit, simply because the top duos are flying. They're absolutely flying along that track right now. I don't think I want to be Thierry Willenberg right now.
No, he's in for a long 50-odd minutes.
I mean, he is a strong athlete. He's an amazing support. There's no doubt. But Hidde Versma, with that additional motivation from like yesterday's race that came really unexpected to himself as well. That is amazing. All right, here we go. Great penalty trap number 2.
Yeah, very easy to get here, so you can see the judges are watching very closely, looking for the hand position, no more than 30 centimetres in front of their feet as they come down, and then also making sure they take off with parallel feet, so the jump needs to be with parallel feet.
So very different jump in here between the two of them.
The other point they'll be looking for as well, with the step up, when the feet come up, they can't pass the hands, and that can be very tempting to do there. You see, like, Tim brings it right up to his hand, but it's not allowed to go past.
He did get a penalty yesterday in the individuals at the burpees. I think there was a parallel, like a staggered stance. Oh, but it's incredible burpees we're seeing here from Alex Rankovic. He's going to go for the far jump. There you go. Pulls it off. And that really allows him to open up a little bit. Again, the communication with the coach. Is it one more lane up? How much do we have to do? They're really putting on a burpees performance right now, the two of them. And Bottrell and Russell getting the penalty this time around.
Another 15-second time penalty.
That can end up being a very costly penalty. They're already losing a little bit of ground at the burpees here to Alan Ploy and Jack Williamson.
Finishing off the final few burpee broad jumps.
They get a second red card within basically one lane of burpees.
Wow.
Did somebody say drama?
Wow. That's going to hurt them really hard. 30 seconds penalty in a race that's this close. That could really hurt them. Now, I didn't see what they were doing wrong there, I must admit, whether it was before we came to them, but their hand placement looked good, their step-ups looked good.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet either. I tried to catch a glimpse there, but it definitely allows this duo here to move past Alan Ploy, Jack Williamson. Yeah, there you saw confirmation. 2 penalties right there for the duo. Jake Williamson, Jake Dearden still in the burpees, only leaving now. They're definitely losing valuable time as well, but it's not going to be long until we see the workout stats there, and that's been some real good movement from Rankovic and Venish, putting 13 seconds into Versma and Willenberg. I mean, Tim Venish was good, but Alex Rankovic, that was impressive.
Yeah, they moved through really well there. Let's see if we can catch what Charlie and Ollie got the penalty for. So
I still don't have it. With what we've seen there, I can only imagine it refers to 30 centimeters. It didn't on this burpee, that's for sure. They weren't staggered feet. It'll be interesting to see what that penalty was for.
Hard to see there.
I assume this might be going into the VAR.
2:05 burpees for Ronkovic and Venish. Incredible burpees. And then you would look at the 2:08 from our Spanish dude that you did the deep dive on. A 2:08 looks impressive. They got not 1, not 2, not 3. They got 4 penalties on the burpees. That accumulates to 60 seconds on the burpees alone. What must go wrong? I'm sorry. Did you get 4 penalties? At some point, you got to understand you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. After the first one, you've got to be super cautious, and really, you should get a warning first as well. So, yeah, to make 4 mistakes, that's a big mistake, and then that's going to cost them dearly. They were my pick for second on the podium, and that 60 seconds they're going to have some serious work to do if they're going to get second today.
But I have to say, Greg, to me, you sound like the smartest guy on the weekend here by saying the way this format is changing, we're going to see way more penalties because everybody's going to push to the absolute limit. And are we seeing penalties?
We are. Yeah, sled pull, burpees. We've still got the row to come. We've seen some on the lunges, and then there's no reps on the wall balls to come. So yeah, these are really starting to add up.
A very strong start into the race here from the Austrian-German duo. Newly formed pair, Tim Venish as the world champion in the doubles. And here you see instructed into the row workout number 5. Make sure you're in, pull them tight, and here we go. Grab the handle and off you go. It match here in Hamburg. They were 13 seconds down coming out of the burpees. But definitely the row, a workout that suits the Dutchies.
Yeah, it does. I think they both put in a lot of time on the row. I think Hida in particular spends a lot of time on the ergs and puts in a lot of volume in reality. But yeah, he's got a good technique, got a good pace, but then at the same time, so did Tim and Alex. I think prior to this, Thierry had been primarily focused on more triathlon. So like the difference in training for something like as intense as this to compared to triathlon is quite different. So yeah, I think we'll be hurting a lot more tonight.
It's interesting to see Thierry Willenberg there with the straps not entirely closed.
Could be that they're planning more transitions and helps them get out quicker.
From a rowing point of view, I would say that's all right, because if you've got good technique, you don't need the straps. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that out there. JK gets some nutrition in there. Currently sitting in 5th place with Jake Dearden. And he made it very clear in that pre-race interview. He didn't travel all that way not to punch a ticket for the World Championship. So they got a little bit of work still cut out for them. But right now they're racing Williamson and Ploy and not Bottrell and Russell really that much anymore due to the 30-second penalty Bottrell and Russell have. Or at least that makes it a lot closer right now.
Sure. Good pace that these guys got here, 133, 134, 135. Solid pace, like they must be hurting, but they're still putting out a good pace on the road.
But you just see where the level is. I mean, between them, always is somewhere in the range of 132 to 135. Another transition there. Alan Ploy done. Handing over to Jake Williamson. And Alex Ronkovic gritting his face. Time for a transition. He did slow down from a 135 to a 139, so that's when you know this is the time now there where we gotta switch.
Yeah. And that's where you could come into the race with a plan. You could say like we're going to do 500 each or 250 each or whatever. But as soon as you start to notice signs like that you're tiring, then that's when it's time to change over.
And look at that. I want to see what it looks like now that Tim, exactly, another transition there. So in a moment, let's see what the gap is.
So the transition is about 30 meters that you lose, and then we're almost back to the same gap that we had. It was more or less exactly 100 meters going into the into the row here, and it's pretty much in that vicinity, around 90 meters between the two of them. Alex Ronkovic and Tim Vinish getting ready. That's one last pull, if at all. 1,000, and off they go. I always wonder if one of or any of them actually set out there and figured out when exactly they can stop. Like, where does it still make sense to let the meters run down, or where would it be faster to have one more full pull?
Yeah.
Jake Williamson over the shoulder here of Alan Ploy. They will be going out in thirds. Oh, Alan Ploy really stopping early there. That's what I meant. It's an interesting one. How soon do you stop going full gas? He literally started with the short pull with about 30 meters to go still.
Yeah, it looked like he stopped a little too early there.
Quattro and Russell out. Kelly and Dearden just about to finish.
Kelly and Jake Dearden are done now. Last few strokes.
And off they go.
Just watching as they came out of the stations there, Charlie Bottrell looked like he was super fast on the runs. He looks like he's in very good shape. He ran past Ollie Russell, and he's pulling them along now. So it looks like he's in a good place. He looks like he's trying to make up for those penalties.
It looks very similar when you see Jake Dearden right now and James Kelly go out. James looks so smooth, straight coming off the workout.
Yeah.
And it always takes Jake a little bit of time, just a few meters to find his foot in there. And look at that, Alex Ronkovic now into the final third of the race here. He's taken the lead. He's given Tim Vinish a little bit of a rest in terms of he doesn't have to mentally focus on pushing the pace. He can just go with Alex Ronkovic, which might just be a welcome break there as well, because you know how hard it is in the front. If you're the one making the pace, you always focus on going 110% and not just 100%.
Yeah.
Ollie Russell.
It's nice to get that pull along from your partner, though. It's like really motivating to have someone like you're running with, you're in the trenches with, if you like, really digging deep for. It's getting a little crowded there as they go through the guys.
But still, look at that. I mean, we've got a really fast race on our hands here. And Versman Willenberg only 16 seconds down. Always a little bit of movement. We just seen that there with Ploy and Jake Williamson. Every once in a while, you got to get around athletes here. And that's tough towards the end. If they're just a little bit slower, it's so tempting just to just take one gear easier, you know.
Yeah.
But no, you gotta push past, because if you look at those timings right now, I mean, yeah, you got the 30 seconds for Bottrell and Russell. That's gonna hurt them. But Kelly and Dearden, I mean, it's Jake Dearden and James Kelly we're talking about. If there's only 24 seconds there, Alan Ploy and Jake Williamson, they need to keep it up.
Over the white line.
Yeah, you're right. It is easy to take your foot off the gas a little bit. Still feel like you're running very hard, but just losing vital seconds against those guys chasing you down.
This is the workout we were seeing Jake Williamson go crazy every once in a while as well.
What you got? I can't hear you.
Quick hand over there, and here come the next chasers.
Jake Williamson, Alan Ploy.
I want you to go absolutely nuts as Alex and Tim walk past you with the kettlebells.
But that was a really strong run this time around from Alex Ronkovic and Tim Vinge, with Alex Ronkovic taking the lead. They actually, the way it looks, they put 13 seconds into Wiersma and Willenberg. And look at who's coming in. Jake Dearden and James Kelly. Ollie Russell, Charlie Bottrell, 48 seconds down, but they got a plus 30.
Yeah, make some noise. One lap, they've done it. They've done it.
All right, clean set down off the kettlebells. And this is the teamwork. So they weren't happy with their last race they did, right? They just missed the world record, but they made strategic mistakes. The way one would finish the workout and then the other would probably lead the run and so on, especially coming out of the lunges. I think it was a mistake having Alex Ronkovic do the lunges. We've seen this at Worlds, how well it can play out with Tim doing the lunges last and the other person being fresh and being able to go harder. This the supposedly weaker run that Alex says himself. He is in the last round when it's about really hurting themselves. So let's see if they switched it up in the lunges this time around. We're on the way there, and I would assume that this time around Tim Vinge is going to take the final lunges.
Yeah, you're right. Lunges is another area actually where even changeovers do eat up a few seconds. It's not necessarily as quick as the wall balls or on the sleds, for example. It does take a little time. So tactics do play a part. It's not just who starts and who finishes the station, but how long you go for and how effective your changeovers are as well.
Look at that. A change, a serious change out there might be coming up. We'll see. These are the times here off the workout. Wiersma and Willenberg putting a serious effort into this workout. You gotta love Thierry Willenberg, right? I mean this with the utmost respect. He is the least Elite 15 looking Elite 15 athlete out there and is one hell of a machine.
Yeah, absolute machine. Absolute machine. Very impressive athlete. And that 107 as well on a farmer's carry, 200 metre farmer carry with 32 kilograms in each hand. That's a quick time.
Thomas Fry, Alan Kyle coming out here as well, but this is our leaders right now. Obviously, Jake Williamson, Alan Ploy, exactly one run left behind. So they didn't close the 38 seconds there on the run. Oh, what a potentially costly double penalty there for Bottrell and Russell. It kind of makes me want them not to be in the top three across the or like going into the wall balls, just to make them think less about the penalty.
Yeah, what might have been.
Oh, look at that! But Ollie Russell is hurt now. Charlie Bottrell keeps turning around. Ollie Russell severely dropping off the pace right now, at least of Charlie Bottrell's pace, which can be quite brutal.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they approach this next station, actually. Ollie Russell's lunges are very impressive in the singles. He moves through them incredibly quickly, but it looks like he's suffering for sure. So I think Charlie's going to have to pick up a lot of the work on this next station. This battle for third spot is interesting, though. So big question is, like, you know, James Kelly and Jake Dearden, when you take into account those penalties for Charlie Bottrell and Ollie Russell, it's really Jake Dearden and James Kelly chasing down that third spot. They're 20 seconds off of third place at the moment. It's a big ask to make that up in these last two stations, and if they're going to do it, a large chunk is going to have to come on the lunges.
All right, our leaders into the Sandbag lunges. 2 more workouts to go. Clear instruction here from the referees. Oh, she's looking for the yellow card already. Look at that. There was the first verbal warning. Full extension is what's required on the way up. Another warning there. Tim Vinge's got to be careful. The referee's got the trigger loaded, the yellow card loaded.
5 lengths of the grid.
And look at that pace. Again, that Alex Ronkovic is starting off with, and Tim Vanish firing up the crowds here. The former world champion in the individuals with the current world champion in the individuals and doubles in the lead here at the first major of the season. This is the road to Stockholm.
JK and Jake Dillon are right on.
And this is great move in there. In lane number 3, Jake Williamson and Alan Ploy. They're manifesting their third position right now in that first lap off the lunges. Great move in there. Oh, look at the extension. Just be careful. When you see the ref at the with the hands at the fanny pack, that's when you know something's up.
Yeah, that's when you want to be worried. Just watching Jake Williamson and Alan Ploy look like they're moving through these lunges really well. Alan Ploy at the moment just stepping through the lunges really nicely in that battle for third spot. Jake Williamson just taking it off him now, moving through as well. He's being chased down by James Kelly and Jake Dearden. James Kelly in particular moving well there.
Oh yeah, he's really moving. That was really impressive to see. Charlie Bottrell though, no, absolutely flying as well. Look at that. But this is the man with a vengeance right now.
Yeah. He's clearly feeling good. He's absolutely flying on those runs. And yeah, he moved through those lunges very quick as well. But you can see there, Ollie looked like he was struggling on some of those runs, but he's putting in a shift on these lunges.
I'm going to put the question out there. After the drama we've seen in the women's with the non-start of Linda, let's see how that affects that double, if we will ever see them again or not. Does maybe Charlie Bottrell, with all his talent, need to come to the conclusion not to choose his partner by friendship, but by who can stay with him?
Are you trying to break people up too?
Not at all, not at all. I love Ollie Russell, don't get me wrong, but I think this is where doubles are going.
Yeah, I think it maybe is where it's going now. Ollie Russell certainly can hang with Charlie. Like they qualified for the Elite 15 in Chicago, put in a good, impressive performance in Chicago. It does look like Charlie's on the stronger side tonight, especially on the runs. But yeah, I think you're right. In general, overall, I think that's where the Elite 15 doubles is going to be going.
Second place is close.
The race is definitely on for the win here in Hamburg. There is no doubt at the first major of the season. Alex Ronkovic and Tim Vanish in the picture here, using the lunges to keep the gap on the Dutch duo of Thierry Willenberg and Hidde Asma consistent at 24 seconds. Look at that. Incredible movement from Williamson and Ploy in the picture right now, and Bottrell and Russell going 2:13 with, I mean, that was amazing what Charlie Bottrell did there.
Yeah, that was amazing. Good changeovers as well that they're doing. Yeah, I think that changeover where you get your head in and then just take it straight onto your shoulders is slightly more effective than taking it off and then picking it back up and put it on your shoulders. I think they save some time on the changeovers compared to some of the other pairings.
So Alex Ronkovic and Tim Vanish losing valuable time on the other doubles, but most importantly, they managed to keep a fairly open gap of 24 seconds on the Dutchies. That's the most important. They are under pressure now from Alan Ploy and Jake Williamson. And look at how strong Alan Ploy is. He is leading Jake Williamson along the track right now, and you know how strong of a runner Jake Williamson is.
Yeah, and he loves this intense, fast running, and this last run here before the wall balls, you can tend to give it all you've got really, because you know on the wall balls you can get a rest while your partner's doing a few reps. So yeah, they're giving it everything. I think this really is the sort of running that Jake Williamson enjoys.
So there was speculation after Tim Vanish and Alex Ronkovic missed the world record marginally at their first race together, if they might be getting it here. Do they still stand a chance?
I think they're going to be a little off of it. So they left the lunges in 42.24 compared to world record pace. That's around a minute off of world record pace at the moment. So no, I don't think they stand a chance any longer.
I don't think you crawl that back at the wall balls. Not happening.
think they're on for a sub 50-minute performance.
The great thing is that at least nobody can prove me wrong with my prediction of what the cause was in the end. But I'm definitely going with it wasn't Tim.
I see what your noise. Let's go.
Jake Williamson and Alan Ploy, look at that race, at that show that they're putting on here. Very rudely trying to destroy my overall predictions. Here we go, Tim Vanish, the double world champion, and Alex Ronkovic coming in. And the Ronk is gonna start off the wall balls. And I mean, it would require some serious drama in the wall balls now, considering it's almost impossible to get a time penalty. You get no reps there and you just keep going.
Yeah.
So they're not going to lose that amount of time. They were almost 3/4 of a run lap ahead of the chasers on the way in now. With Veersma and Willenberg, they managed to go past Ploy and Jake Williamson again on that run course. So 22, but only 4-5-ish reps between Veersma, Willenberg, and Williamson and Ploy, but they're no repping just a little too much there. 4 no reps on 8 reps, that's just a little too much. Jake Williamson struggled to find his rhythm there. And that is giving Bottrell and Russell a theoretic chance to get close again. They're really good at the wall balls, but they have that 30-second penalty. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, it could be an excruciating 30 seconds for them standing there, knowing that potentially they could have booked a spot at the World Championships if it weren't for that.
But look at that incredible speed of Williamson and Ploy. They're only 4 reps down now, despite 4 no reps. So if they would have kept them clean, they would have already caught Veersma and Willenberg. So they're moving a lot faster in the reps right now. This is something you talked about with the Spanish duo as well in the pre-show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talk about no reps a lot on here. We talk about like the accuracy and the depth, but the speed of your reps is a huge factor, and I think it's going to increasingly become a factor in HYROX. More and more and more we're seeing athletes that could go unbroken at the wall balls, and then it's going to come down to the speed of the reps. And like the Spanish duo have shown us that can like win your races. It can get the second spot at the World Championships in Chicago, like purely because of their speed of reps. And you're right, Jake Williamson and Alan Ploy look like they've got that down really nicely.
So I'm just going to put it out there. Look at Kelly and Dearden. They came in with over 30 seconds down, but they've kept it clean so far, which means they're not that far off anymore. It's just Williamson and Ploy are going really fast, but they keep no repping in between. Lots of no reps now for Veersma and Willenberg as well. They surrendered second place to Williamson and Ploy now. Alex Ronkovic, Tim Vanish, they're getting ready to celebrate. It's going to be a second win for Alex Ronkovic on this weekend.
So look, Peter Veersma and Terry Willenberg, they're essentially level almost with James Kelly and Jake Dearden now.
They're literally about to lose their ticket to the World Championship to Kelly and Dearden simply by keeping it clean. But here's your winners, Tim Vanish and Alex Ronkovic. Oh, but drama is unfolding behind. Williamson and Ploy are doing the thing they need to do. But Veersma and Willenberg allowed James Kelly and Jake Dearden to go by at the wall balls with 20 to go. A no rep now for the first time for Kelly and Dearden. Williamson and Ploy, they're going to bring it home now. There is no doubt about it. Bottrell and Russell, they got their 30 seconds. They're out of contention here. This is the last one for Williamson and Ploy. Second place and the ticket to the World Championship. And I can't believe it. It is going to be James Kelly and Jake Dearden. The Dutchies lost the ticket to the World Championship that looked so safe with poor execution at the wall balls with 12 no reps by now. Here go Kelly and Dean and Ticket Punch going to the World Championship. Charlie Bottrell not happy at all with that penalty. Look at that face. Not amused at all. And Willenberg and Versma losing the ticket to the World Championship at the wall balls. And you can see the frustration in the Dutch pair. Here come Russell and Bottrell. Not quite as dramatic as the women's finish, but still plenty of drama in this.
Yeah, almost caught us by surprise how James Kelly and Jake Dillon sneaked up on the Dutch there. So Hidde and Thierry had come in 37 seconds ahead of James Kelly and Jake Dillon, but those no reps, speed of reps, cost them dearly. And James Kelly and Jake Dillon put their spot at the World Championships. Wow.
What's back to the drawing board for Versma and Willenberg. That's for sure. This was a wild weekend of racing.
Yeah, it was some great racing. And even though it's only the first major of the season, it looks like the athletes are in very impressive shape. Some super fast times put down. Really competitive racing. Great to see.
Oh, absolutely incredible. But what a weekend for Alex Rankovic here as well. You know, that's one way to say I'm back.
Yeah, he's back for sure. He looked good tonight. You wondered, you know, if the partnership between him and Tim, but he came out, he looked strong on the runs, looked strong on the stations, he looked great last night. World record last night against the long-standing world record. And yeah, he's picked his spot in the world champs in the singles and the doubles already.
What a fantastic race here, what a fantastic weekend. And we can definitely say this new format, this new setup, this new grid brought all the entertainment, all the drama, all the duels out there in the individuals and the doubles. Incredible racing on this Friday and Saturday at the first major of the season. There's plenty of racing to come. Overall, we got 7 live streamed races on the way to the World Championship in Stockholm. So we've got 3 regionals, 4 majors, and then the World Championship happening on the 3rd weekend of June in beautiful Stockholm. A brand new stadium race is going to be. Yeah. Not the only one. We're going to see a stadium race in Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
We're going to see it in Cardiff, I believe.
Yeah.
We're going to see it in Warsaw.
Yes.
So this is going to be an amazing season ahead of us. And with that, we got our Elite 15 men's doubles across the line.
We'll be doing the award ceremony and a very special tribute.
And with the pictures of everybody trying to catch their breath again, I hope the winners caught their breath already because they're down with Lauren.
Thanks, team. Gentlemen, that was a spectacular job done. Talk me through that performance and how you strategized with your skill sets.
Yeah, so it was a really tough race against really strong athletes. Alex and I mean, we had a goal to win this major. We had pressure, but yeah, it was a perfect race for us. We motivate us, and yeah, we're just happy to get in the first place.
Alex, it's the perfect weekend. What an unbelievable way. The first perfect weekend we have in the history of our sport. 2 wins back-to-back, 2 tickets to the World Championships. Can you even sum that up?
It's crazy. It's like the perfect start of the season. Like we've done the job what we've came for. Like I qualified for Stockholm. Now we qualified for Stockholm for the doubles. So it's crazy. Like the competition what we have now is insane. Like the guys are crazy fast. They make us push even harder. Like we are helping each other, and I think that's really nice. That's really beautiful. That's why we love this sport. That's why we're here for. And other than that, like the race felt pretty nice. From my side, even better than 2 weeks ago in Maastricht. Like we just need to race more together. We got the feeling. We have already a very good feeling like together. but I think like we can gain a couple of seconds on some stations, and yeah, you can be really excited, looking forward to the next major races, and also like to the World Championships in Stockholm.
I would say it's going pretty well already, lads. Massive congratulations. Go and celebrate, but you behave, okay? Gotta behave. Let's head on back to Till and Greg.
Not sure Tim Venus really has an understanding of the word behave when it comes to the after party. But well deserved. He earned that without a doubt. And I'm sure we got 2 more interviews coming up. But Greg, this was the final live stream of the weekend. Your quick recap, your summary. How did you experience it?
Brilliant performances, brilliant from in all the races really. Alex certainly showed up. We've Alex back to his best, one of the greatest in the sport, and yeah, back to his best in the singles race, broke the world record, and then tonight looked really strong throughout the race. We expected probably these two to win the race tonight, and from the very start they led, putting impressive performances throughout all the stations. Work together really well. I think there's still time for them to find, like, as they get used to racing with each other. So I'm expecting big things from them this season, yeah.
Big things to be expected. And one duo that delivered already is the man who always loves to entertain, Jake Williamson, with his partner Alan Ploy on the microphone with Lauren.
Alan, Jake, unbelievable. A partnership that's going from strength to strength, and an unlikely one at that. Alan, what does it mean to book your ticket to Stockholm, first race of the season?
It means a lot. Nobody believes in us, but what is important, we believe it. So I'm very proud of us, very proud of Jake, and I can't believe it.
Jake, when I saw you a couple of days ago, we ran into each other in the lobby and you were like, we're ready. Where did the confidence come from in terms of what you guys have been doing in the off-season to lay down a performance like that?
I think the disappointments elsewhere in the singles helps. Like, we both wanted to be in the solos yesterday. Alan was really close. He's got one more time and then I'm pretty sure he's going to be in it. And we just love this sport so much, and we work our arse off, work our backsides off every single day.
I know that was much better.
Yeah, every single day, and like, obviously stuff goes on Instagram and we show the hard work, but no one really understands it apart from us guys to get to where we are. So yeah, it means a lot, and teamwork always makes it a little bit sweeter as well.
Can we talk about that performance on the wall balls? What happened?
Well, I get shafted because I run faster and then go straight in, and I can't feel my legs, so I've got zero understanding of where my body is. So yeah, I got 4 no reps at the beginning, and I was like, Alan, jump in. And
Alan!
It was the same in London as well. So I wanted to go to the end, but I let Jake to finish. Yeah. He gave me the glory. But no, when you get like a 25-second wall ball break, it makes it a lot easier. So luckily, Alan's very strong on wall balls, so I trust him with it and just let him go until he can't go anymore.
You guys, you closed out an impeccable race. Congratulations. Go and have some fun.
Thank you. We got to go and pee in a cup now, I think, so that's going to be fun.
Yep, that's it.
Well, we're bringing all the entertainment to Germany, right? You get to race, then you get to pee in the cup. I mean, like, we deliver. And it's like, yeah, I mean, this is going to be an entertaining duo for the season. I really hope, despite them punching the ticket, we're going to see them a lot more throughout the season race and not solely focus on Stockholm.
Yeah, I do. And I hopefully we're going to see maybe some specialisation as well. If they're really going to go for the race in Stockholm, maybe they'll start to specialise in that and put in like the training that needs them to like maybe contend for the title in Stockholm. So it remains to be seen what they do there. But yeah, they actually finished 7th in Chicago in the doubles, so they were always in contention for tonight. And like, you were one of the clever ones, Till, that picked them for your podium picks. But yeah, they're an exciting duo for sure.
It was so close. It was so close. I was right there, but then the Dutchies ran out of cheese. But hey, it opened the door to an amazing double that we've seen here. And JK said it, we didn't fly all the way, we didn't travel all this way not to punch the ticket to the World Championship. And they did, and I'm sure they're over the moon down there with Lauren.
That is exactly what they said. JK, you were here, you were gunning for that ticket, but how deep did you have to dig to make it happen?
Oh, man, Lauren, a doubles race is so different to a singles race, right? I personally find a doubles race so much harder than the singles race, but I couldn't have done that without Jakey boy tonight, and I got a feeling he was there for redemption, right? And Stockholm, here we come.
That's probably a good word, Jake, because yesterday must have been super tough on you. But off the back of all of your injuries and then yesterday's race, to come away knowing that you've secured a world championship in the doubles, it's pretty special.
Yeah, it's turned the worst weekend ever into the best weekend ever. You know, from coming dead last yesterday to, you know, managing to get our ticket today, I'm just super grateful to have an amazing partner. You know, in the JK just said, just stick with it. We were fifth, like the majority of the race, and he just said, just stick with it. We're in reach here. Something might happen, and we stuck with it. And at the end, it was just a couple of seconds in it, and we managed to get through. So yeah, just super grateful.
You guys are amazing, and it just goes to show what perseverance and belief in yourselves can do. So great team, and we can't wait to see you on the floor at the end of the year, and hopefully a few more in between.
That's right. Thank you, Lauren.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you to HYROX as well for putting on this amazing event. Thank you.
Thanks, boys.
Well, I'm going to throw the thanks back for putting on an incredible performance and a great show. I mean, like, what a great ending. Coming through, you know, basically looking like they don't have a shot at it anymore and just keeping their composure and bringing in all that experience that they have in racing and that precision that made the difference today.
Yeah. I think we were almost counting them out there. It looked like they were going to be too far off of being able to get that third spot. I think I remember saying prior to the lunges they were 20 seconds off, and it was a lot to make up, but they did it. And you can see JK there in particular was moving really, really well through the lunges. Little things as well, like when Jake did and came into that farmer's carry, he didn't stop for chalk. He just picked up the kettlebells, ran as far as he can while Jake got the chalk. And then little things like that can add up in the doubles and make a big difference.
So we've seen the top three. We've seen the drama unfold on the way to on the road to Stockholm. We've seen our qualifiers just lucking out. Versman, Willenberg, Bottrell and Russell, so much drama. Look at that. If they did not have that penalty, they would have gone through to the World Championship. So we're going to see them back. Sean Noble is back in a way, I want to say. Really close, didn't have the greatest individual race yesterday. And then in the men's, it really shows right now that experience seems to still be a fair bit stronger than the youth.
Yeah, I think so at the moment. I think that's right at the moment, but they're finding their way, and we've talked a few times about specialisation, and maybe some of these youths will start to think about specialising in the sport, whereas the more experienced athletes might be focused on the singles, and then that's where we could see that gap closed a little bit, and the gap doesn't have to close very much for them to be passed.
It's been an incredible weekend of racing. For sure. Amazing performances we've seen in the individuals, in the women and the men, in the doubles that we've seen for the very first time ever here in Hamburg at the first major of the season. It was amazing to be here for you, to have you all out there on the screen. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, we're saying the first major of the season for a reason. It's a long road to Stockholm. The next stop is going to be in 6 weeks' time in Melbourne, the weekend of December 11th to 13th. So make sure to tune in and be back when it's heating up again. We're going to see new individuals. We're going to see new doubles come together. We will see athletes taking breaks because they've qualified already, or they don't want to do the long trip and they're going to bank on a race in Europe or Phoenix. It's going to be exciting, so make sure you don't miss it.
To the back, with my back, she moving mad. I got packs in my rap. I got packs in my rap. Packs in my rap.